Good afternoon, everyone. It's Tuesday, and I'd like to give you some feedback about Paper 1, Looking Inward, Outward, my personal SWOT analysis. For the purpose of this feedback, I've selected a few of the interesting items I read, and then I'll move to some other topics. First, an overall impression. Everyone was reflective, and reflection brings change, and change brings good professional development, except when you reflect and realized you made a big mistake, like I did in Egypt. One classmate took her SWOT analysis to her supervisor to review. That's what I had to do both in the State Department and in Royal Dutch Shell on annual performance appraisals. It's the same thing. You're going to show it to them and they're going to give you feedback. One of the events that I really enjoy reading these papers is around my philosophy. You don't know what you don't know until you meet someone different from you. And in this case, I can cite two examples. The use of GO teams, G-O teams, originating in China. And I learned a new acronym I had never heard of before. BRAVING, B-R-A-V-I-N-G, all capitals. Very clever. Thank you very much for the learnings. And now for a few general comments. Let's start about writing. You always want to have an introduction paragraph and a conclusion paragraph and something to get the reader's attention. One of you really, well, so many of you got my attention, but one I liked a lot because this individual used the word moxie. And I said, wow, that is an audacious opening. Another tip to good writing is to use headings in your papers. For example, I suggested to some that they put the actual strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats as headings to assist the reader. And I know APA can be really difficult and confusing. And so I would suggest that as you write other papers, if you really aren't sure, we've given you all the resources to double check things. Oh, and as I look at my notes, I forgot one really interesting item. I don't know about you, but I have a quote book. When I see a quote, or hear a quote on television or in a movie or in the press or from a student, I put it into my book because I like to use those. And I found another good go into the quote book item. Well, I hope this has given you some thought, some help as you go forward, not only in this class, but other classes, especially if you have to write something. Thank you. I look forward to seeing what happens with us next week.